All right, Sharon, let's
Had
get
to
to you.
unmute myself. I am so excited to be here. Thanks for allowing me to be part of your kickoff. I am so honored to be your neighbor. I know that many of you guys already know what Rep. Bacon's priorities are: the educational impact, social, environmental justice, living wages, affordable housing, and affordable health care. But I want to share my story of how I first met Rep. Bacon. World changer, y'all. While she was running for DPS school board, my husband told me about her. She'd come to a ministerial meeting that he attended and shared her ideas. What impressed him about her was that she knew what she was talking about education in the far Northeast and all across Denver. As a part of an education committee in Montbello, from Montbello, I met her at a DPS meeting about making changes in the schools with the shared campuses in the far Northeast. Far too many of them have shared campuses, but that's my soapbox. Not being satisfied with the solutions suggested in the far Northeast, us parents invited her to meet with us at a Save-A-Lot store. She came. What impressed me about her then and now is she took time to talk with us concerned parents. She treated us with respect and as neighbors. That attitude of service stuck with me. After that, she became state rep. Our Transforming Justice team was working on changing the law in Colorado as it relates to show-ups. That's a process of law enforcement taking a single person and presenting them to a victim or a witness of a crime. This is a highly suggestive and y'all know biased practice, which has led to the wrongful conviction of many innocent persons. It needed to be changed. In 2018, my 17-year-old son was falsely accused of committing a crime, walking home from a date. 4.5 seconds changed his life forever, a week before graduation. But y'all, with the help of God and the help of many faith voices all across Colorado, my son was exonerated. But that wasn't good enough for my friends and our community. We sought that an unjust law that didn't keep our community safe, we wanted it eliminated. Public safety is about more than arresting people after a crime. I believe, and I know all of us believe, that public safety is about respecting all community members in government policies that affect housing, education, climate, and policing. Public safety means all children can be educated, play in the grass, drink the water from their faucet, and walk down their street without fear of arrest, regardless of the color of their skin, the zip code, or dollars in the bank. We need more world changers like Jennifer Bacon. We needed a champion to take legislation to the House. Rep. Bacon put on her shero clothes and got to work. The law was passed. All across Colorado, there's an updated law on how law enforcement can identify suspected criminals. And I do say suspected. This keeps our community safe, and it keeps law enforcement safe. She worked with us within and across party lines with courage, conviction, and compassion, acknowledging and respecting the human dignity in those on the other side of the aisle. Every day in my own life, I'm striving to be a person who lives into my faith. And along with that, one of my favorite scriptures, I know most of y'all done heard this, but let me share it with you anyway, is Micah 6:8. He has shown you, oh man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Rep. Bacon has demonstrated doing justice, being merciful, and walking humbly in our community. I know that she talks to people in the neighborhood. She walks alongside. She gives encouragement and place to hear out the community. So don't just show up for her like she did for us. Show out. Give generously to her campaign because she's our neighbor. Bacon is better than beef. Hey.
That was amazing. Sharon, I do not deserve you, but I love you with my whole heart. Thank you so much for your service, And again, just pulling from what you said, what we do in the Capitol must come from our neighbors. All of our experiences matter. That is what I'm in the Capitol to represent. I'm there to dismantle systems that have been created to keep people down unjustly, but also I'm there to hear these voices to build some policies that will support us and where we want to go. So Sharon, I am so honored to know you. I have been honored to work with you on our House bill last session and to make this world a place where our kids do not have to fear being put in handcuffs just for walking. So way to go, Sharon. So I'd like to quickly, before we go to our next speaker, I want to give a really big shout out to the students at Northfield High School. First of all, as a former school board member, I love all of our students, but our Northfield Students High School Student Council showed up at the Capitol a few times to testify on bills, particularly around environment, as well in criminal justice. Our students know that the world that they want to be a part of and the world that they want to live in means that no one should be afraid of having run-ins with law enforcement just because their skin color. And so our Northfield High School students, I just wanted to say hello. They are out preparing for homecoming right now, along with our students at Montbello High School, but we will certainly feature their work over the next 30 days because again, like we always say, children are our future, right? So I would like us to move maybe to our next speaker. It might be a little bit early, but Pat, are you ready to share? You think you can share with us?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Patricia, the queen of East Cover.
You are way too generous. You are way too generous, Rep. Bacon. But thank you for this opportunity, because having gotten to know you over the last, since you were on the Board of Education, I admire your tenacity. I admire your honesty. I admire your integrity. I could not have found anyone better to represent House District 7. As a past House District 7 captain and vice chair, I'm really honored to be able to come to you right now to talk to you about the importance of voting. I know we all have issues with our government. However, please remember that any organization is only as good as the people that are in it. If you sit back, say nothing, do nothing, nothing happens, and the status quo will remain. If you are not registered, please register to vote. You can do Go Vote Colorado. It'll take you right to the Secretary of State's office. You can do it by a QR code if you have a QR code. They are now registering you when you go down and change your address, apply for a license. So please, 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 if you are already registered, please check your registration. Make sure that it's accurate. Sometimes things get crossed up in our world of Wi-Fi and internet. So please check and make sure you have the accurate information. Get involved in your House district. Volunteer an hour a month. Volunteer an hour a week. Make phone calls, send texts, write emails, help with postcards. All these things help to get the information out to our neighbors, our precinct voters, and those that want to be in the know. They don't know who to contact. If you are a precinct organizer, reach out to the voters in your precinct so that they know who to contact when they have an issue, when they want information, or when they want to contact Rep. Bacon. If you are not, you can also be a block captain and take care of maybe 20 to 40 houses within your neighborhood, maybe somebody else's neighborhood where they don't have any help. We need you. We can't do this by ourselves. If you are in a multi-unit building, please consider being a building captain. Volunteer, donate to your house district, donate to Jennifer's campaign. I know, I don't care. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Pennies count. Pennies add up to dollars. Get those nickels and dimes and go ahead and please make sure that you donate. Give your contact information at caucus. Go to caucus. It is important that we do all these things so we can vote for Jennifer and keep her in office. We have to keep her in office. She's a mover and a shaker and gets things done. And that's what we need, somebody to get things done. When you get your ballot, please vote down the ballot. That means if you are a Democrat, vote down the ballot. Go all the way down to the bottom of the ballot and make your choices. If you do not know where to find the information, because that blue book is wonderful, but it is difficult to read, go to the Women League of Voters website. They have very good information. Also, Ballotpedia has good information for, I think it's Select Your Sample Ballot. Please use those resources. And I cannot impress upon you the importance of everybody voting, especially BIPOC. We have to vote. We have to make our voices heard. I am available. Jen has my information. If you need to reach out, I can put you in touch with who you need to get in touch with if you need more voter information. So please, 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 your vote is your voice. Please use it. Thank you for this opportunity, Rep. Bacon, and I will be plugging, I will be working, I will do what I can to assist you in your campaign. God bless.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so I'm going to just quickly put up on my profile picture. You heard Pat mention if you need to learn how to figure out where and how you can vote, I'm going to go ahead and put the QR code up. And this QR code will take you to the Denver Registrar's site. So if you don't know how to use QR codes, just open up your phone, turn it to camera and put it over the image, and it will take you to the Denver Clerk's office. And on that website, you can use, change the language to everything from Spanish to Amharic. It will tell you how to register to vote. It can tell you where you can vote and so much more. And so you all will get your ballots around October 17th here in Denver. Even though you feel like you're not sure if you can register or you're not sure if you can vote, still go to this website. If you are watching and you are not registered, guess what? In Colorado, you can register and vote on the same day. So you can register to vote all the way up until November 8th. You can vote in person. Our precincts are places to vote. In House District 7, you can see drop-off vote ballot boxes in front of our libraries, in front of the rec centers. You can go to the Montbello Rec to vote on the last 2 weeks of the voting season. So that's the last week of October and the first week of November. You can go vote in person if that's what you'd like to do as well. So this QR code, if you are unsure, if you are registered, if you want to register, take a look at this site. We got to get turnout up in House District 7. All of our votes count for all of these state races. And so to reiterate what Pat said, if you believe in, and what Sharon said, if you believe in clean environment, if you believe in affordable housing, if you believe in protecting healthcare and reproductive rights, if you believe in these things, we need you to vote. We need you to vote. So I'll pause here just for a minute before I put my picture back up, because then we're going to go to our next wonderful speaker. So let's just take a look really quickly at this QR code to get out that vote.
Excuse
So
me,
thank
Jen,
you
I'd
so
like
much.
to add, I
Go
would
ahead.
also like to add for those of you who are in the faith, God said, render unto God what is God and render unto Caesar's which is Caesar's. We need to get out and vote and take part in our political process.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Let me get my wonderful face back up here, even though, you all can stare at wonderful Pat and Sharon. Thank you all so much. I want to turn it over to Dr. Joyce Brooks. She has been such a champion for us in public education, and she's got a wonderful word to share. And so I will also put up my link to be able to donate, because we still do need to fundraise. Just in case you all didn't know, we bring a lot of people into our office to help support our work. We want to be able to pay our neighbors, and particularly our young folks, to help us with communications, to help us with getting out our newsletters, and to be able to host people when they want to come visit us at the Capitol. And we also want to be sure that we can buy wonderful literature and pieces of mail and information to get out to all of you. So we are fundraising today. Just to get us started, we want to get off to $2,000 so we can buy some of this information to get out to folks. And the information that we're going to buy is not only going to have my wonderful face on it and when and how to vote, but it will also have information on there on who your other elected officials are in the neighborhood. We have a lot of new people who've moved to House District 7. And I joke, but not really. I'm sure by the time we end this Zoom, there'll probably be 10 new houses built. And if any of you live up Tower Road, you know what I'm talking about. So we have thousands of new neighbors that we have to reach and let people know who is making decisions on their behalf, not only at the Capitol, but at City Hall. So again, if you can donate, all right, we're gonna get our t-shirts out to those who give us over $50. We'd love to have your support. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Dr. Brooks. Dr. Joyce Brooks, can you share with us what you see happening in, here we go, House District 7?
Woohoo! I'm proud to wear this shirt, Rep
Yes.
Bacon. And I'm proud to be on with Sharon, Pat, and these other great people that are on the screen. Thank you, Sharon and Pat, for what you do and what you've said about Rep Bacon. I concur. I met her before. Well, I have only been in Colorado 7 years. And I met Rep Bacon when Sandra Young, president of Denver NAACP, drafted me to be the education chair of Denver NAACP. And I won't take a role in anything unless I'm going to do the work. Education is the work I do. I'm the oldest person in this room. I turned 75 this year, and I said, you know what? This is the year. Of course, every year's been the year that I fight for education. But meeting Jennifer out in the community, she was working then. She was a teacher. Well, I think she was doing something else, but she had been a teacher. She knew education. She had compassion. She had love for the kids. Yay, let's hear love for the kids. And she demonstrated that. And she had such passion for education. I wrapped my arms around her and we began work. When we got her on the school board, what a great school board member she was. She fought, and even when she did something, I questioned, I'd give her a call. Jennifer, why'd you do that? When she'd explain it, because she had studied it thoroughly. She knows this community. She understands the power of grassroots. She doesn't just get what many consider the top and forget the roots. The top doesn't happen without the roots being watered well. And I'm going to say to everybody that's listening and on here, not only you vote, talk to other people about voting. this area has a very low voter turnout. Let's get out. Secondly, as I close, let's give money to Jennifer. I'm about to pay now. Jennifer, that's where we pay. I got my card. I'm going to give double the 50. I think I'll give 100.
Thank you.
That's who will meet me, who will match me. Get like me. That's what my brothers used to say when they played marbles. Get like me. So let's help. You know, it takes money to make this work. I grew up in the South and people would give their pennies, dollar, whatever they could, as Pat said. Dig deep and give well. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I need to do it on this thing.
On the QR code. Thank you so much, Dr. Brooks.
Oh,
So again, I'm trying to lean into this technology. We have another QR code today. If you hold your camera over the image, it'll take you straight to our donate page. And again, we're really trying to get our neighbors to donate to really be sure that we could be of service and get our community in our office. As much as people love to believe, I don't know if people actually know, state legislators, we are paid $40,000 a year. And as much as I can live off of that, we still need to be able to maintain our offices and get the word out to our neighbors.
amen.
And so if you can, friends, please donate today. Anything helps, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100. The max anyone can donate is $400 over these 2 years. So please donate to our campaign today. I also support candidates who are just like me, who believe in the same values, who are in really tough districts. And so donating to me helps our office, but it helps all of our candidates as well. So let's take a moment, and if you can, go ahead and put your phone over that QR code. It'll take you to the donate page, and you'll be able to, there you go. Thank you. I see a donation coming in. Thank you so much. Again, you will get our wonderful t-shirt. I just think they're hilarious, but also fun. Enough that it turns enough heads for people to want to know what it says and to want to vote. And so again, thank you so much, Dr. Brooks. Thank you for that. I'm gonna pop back up here.
Jennifer, mine didn't work right. Maybe I need to go to the website.
Okay, well then I will be sure to put our website information up there just so you can go. If anyone's listening, the website is simply www.electjenniferbacon.com. www.electjenniferbacon.com. And there's no place on that website where there shouldn't be a donate button. So if you just go to the website, you can hit donate, and I'll be sure to get that website up for everyone. So thank you so much, Dr. Brooks. Thank you for being such a champion in public education. Thank you for always advocating for our youth and for our voices. It is so important for me, having been on the Denver School Board, to bring that experience to the Capitol, to the Education Committee, as we run bills about how do we pay for education? Because guess what? We need to increase that investment. How do we ensure our kids are learning what they need to learn so that they can not only master reading and writing and math and art, but they know who they are in this world as leaders? We need to bring that perspective to the Capitol. And the far Northeast and House District 7 has been so critical. And what's happened here has been so critical in our public education narrative. So I'm gonna take it and hand it off to our next speaker.
By the way, we have some matches on that 100. Keep the matches coming, y'all.
Thank you. This is so exciting. You know, y'all, I'm gonna tee up our next speaker. She is a very good friend of mine. She has been so supportive in my own leadership in the Capitol, as she has been someone that I could look up into in the Capitol. And I think she might have announced that she's running for another position. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to see if Leslie Herod can join us really quickly. Leslie, are you with us? There we go.
Hey there, I am with you. Hey, Representative Bacon, how are you?
I am so well. I am so glad to hear your voice. We just wanted to be able to celebrate you and maybe hear your thoughts on how the east side of Denver plays such an important role at the Capitol. If you are able to, can I hand it off to you just to share a few words?
Absolutely. Thank you, Representative Bacon. Well, hello, everyone. I am Leslie Harrod, State Representative. I am the chair of the Black Caucus, and I am a strong supporter of Representative Jen Bacon. It is such an honor to be here to have this conversation with you all today. We need to make sure that Jen Bacon is reelected to the State House, but also that she is elected with strong support, and that includes financial, to make sure that Denver continues to be a strong voice of the Capitol. Let me tell you what. Insiders know, and a lot of you all who are on here know, that when we go to the Capitol and we talk about anything specific to Denver, it gets a bad rap. People want to shut it down, you know? They don't think Denver needs the support of the state capitol. They don't think that Denver needs our funding. They don't think that the Colorado needs Denver's input in education conversations. And folks like Jen and so many others have stepped in and said, no, that is not the case. Jen has been leading on education conversations, despite people not wanting to talk about Denver. Jen has been, Representative Bacon, excuse me, good friend Jen, has been fighting to make sure that there is funding that goes into our communities directly, into our communities, including far northeast Denver, but throughout the city and county of Denver. And I'm so proud to support her. I'm so proud to see you all supporting her as well. This is not just about her being reelected today or in November. It's really about her stepping into those leadership positions and showing the support of the community to ensure that she excels. And so I am so proud to support her. I'm so proud to see her lead. And I look forward to watching her lead the Black Caucus as well. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leslie Harrod, State Representative. She has been such a presence in the Capitol, and it has been an honor to work with her. Also, my neighbor, House District 8, so right to the west of us. So together, between her, myself, and Senator James Coleman, we represent East Denver, from the east side to the far northeast. And we are also honored to be 3 African-American senators, right, and representatives in the Capitol, to be able to bring not only our lived experience of what we have endured, when we think about the shoulders in which we stand, right? We should all remember Senator Gloria Tanner, Representative Rosemary Marshall, Representative Groff, right? And Senator Groff. We are so honored to be able to maintain this legacy. And again, what happens on the east side and the far northeast side of Denver, again, is so integral in representation in the Capitol, but also in representation of what happens here in Denver. So thank you again, Representative Harrod. Thank you again, Candidate Harrod, for stopping by. Again, we just wanted to be able to show those who represent our community so well. So thank you, thank you,
thank you so much, and let's get this done. Let's get it done.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen. Bye.
I'm so excited. Thank you. All right. Well, we are going to move on to now our current Queen of HD7, reigning supreme, Christine Alonso. Christine, if you're able to speak up, will you join us and share your thoughts on what's going on in HD7 and particularly the things we need to fight for at the Capitol?
Yes, absolutely, Representative Bacon. And it was so great to see you yesterday.
Yes.
The Montbello Alive event and Dr. Brooks. Just as Miss Brooks mentioned, I also gave a $100 donation. So anybody that is out there that resides in House District 7 knows the kind of work that Representative Bacon has done in our community. I met Jennifer, or Representative Bacon, long before she was an elected official, when she was working with one of the stellar organizations in Colorado on education. Not only is she a strong supporter on education, but many of the bills that she has worked on at the Capitol have been around the criminal justice system. And we all know that communities of color are the most likely to be put in jail, that, pulled over, beat up by law enforcement. We all know that. And she has been a strong advocate on working on those criminal justice bills. But most recently, something that is really important to me, she's worked on affordable housing bills. And many of you know that out here in Green Valley Ranch, which is House District 7, there were many people were being foreclosed on because they did not pay fees that were assessed to them by their HOA. And I'm happy to say that Representative Bacon was on the forefront, along with Senator Coleman, on working to address those issues to protect our community. And so for me, that has been very, very important. And if you I've lived in Green Valley Ranch or Montbello for the last 35 years. And, I vacillate. And sometimes people say, if you're doing better, you're in GVR. And if you're not doing so well, you go back to Montbello. Well, you know what? That's really not the case anymore. I've recently been shopping for a home, and I want to stay out here in my community, the community that I know and love. And the homes in Montbello have gotten so much more expensive. And those in Green Valley Ranch have gotten to be more expensive, but very much more unaffordable for people that look like you and I. And so my hope is that we can continue to work on the issues around affordable housing, that we could help communities to build wealth, and that we can see more people of color in home ownership and purchasing in the areas in which they choose to live, whether it's Green Valley Ranch or Montbello, or whether it's Aurora or House District 8, we should be able to build wealth as well as anybody else and become homeowners. So thank you, Representative Bacon, for all that you have done. And I hope to continue to work with you on affordable housing issues. And I gave my $100. Everyone out there, I'm urging you to match me as well. Please contribute to Representative Bacon's campaign so that she can continue to do the great work for us out here. Passing it back to you, Rep.
Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you for all the work that you've done in our communities, not only in the areas of affordable housing, but really thinking about how can we plan and design our community to provide resources and to provide, an opportunity for our neighbors to thrive. Thank you for your work with our Latino communities and our Spanish-speaking communities as well. We all know that Montbello, part of our motto here is not only dignity, it's also diversity. And we are the most diverse House District region when it comes to income, when it comes to ethnicity. And so it's really important that we are able to think about these issues across all of these lines of difference, because together we can work to be able to make each other stronger. And so I do want to thank Senator Coleman, Representative Ricks, for bringing a bill last session to address not being able to foreclose for fees. We all work together. Some of you, I saw a lot of you at those meetings with Councilwoman Gilmore. We will be working to bring another bill on the topic. I want to give a shout out to Senator Julie Gonzalez, who was looking into this issue over the summer as well. But we know if we're going to be the Democratic Party that says we believe in home ownership and that it builds wealth, we have to remove those barriers and those circumstances that takes that wealth right out from under us. So the notion that your home can be foreclosed on for grass for $5,000 when your home is worth $400,000 is un-American, in my opinion. And so we will be working on legislation this session to be able to right those wrongs. And so I'd like to bring up my next speakers if they're on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you Representatives Gonzalez Gutierrez and Representative Woodrow. because together we are kind of like this strong bond Denver caucus that fights for the freedom of our communities. And so I'm going to first turn it over to Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez, who is not only my homie, she is my hip hop rap partner. If you have not checked my Instagram, we come up with beats on the floor for freedom, beats for freedom, Tefa, okay? You know what I'm saying? So ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to bring up my good friend, Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez. Please share a few words with us.
Thank you, Representative Bacon, and hello to everyone. My name is Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez. I represent House District 4, which is located in Northwest and West Denver. So I'm on the other side of I-70 from Rep. Bacon. And I'm actually joined here today. I have like kind of a special guest that I want to just say hello to. Soon to be Representative Elizabeth Epps of House District 6. We are actually out here today. We're actually canvassing right now in House District 1, which is the border of my House District 4 over here in Westwood in Denver. And you may ask, why are you canvassing in Denver? What about our harder seats? And of course, we're doing that work as well. But we also realize, and I know in conversations I've had with Jen, is that we have to make sure we turn out the votes also in our districts in Denver for our statewide elections. And also to just activate members of our community, especially our communities of color, that they know they're being heard, they're being listened to, and that we are here to represent them. So I'm sorry for any of the background noise that you might hear from the cars passing by, but we are literally on the street right now. But what I want to say about Jen and why I want to make sure, one, I know we're going to bring her back, but two, that we're helping her to get the vote out in her community as well, which Jen, let me know when you're going to do any canvassing or whatever you decide. I will be out there with you because I am always willing to support you and your efforts. Jen and I, we come from a place of really wanting to work with our kids and families in our respective communities, also in our respective Black and Brown communities. And we have a special place in our hearts for our young people. I have worked in the juvenile justice and child welfare fields, a little out there. I worked in the juvenile justice and child welfare fields for the last 19 years. And collectively with the experience that Jen brings and her experience in education and on school board, we have brought forth bills to try to address the school to prison pipeline directly by raising the minimum age that a child can be charged as a juvenile. Now, we were not able to actually make that change, but I know that Jen is not going to give up on those efforts. I know that she has just as an invested interest in making sure that our young people are afforded the rights and opportunities that they deserve. So I'm excited to support Rep. Bacon, and I'm a little bit jealous right now. I have to say that I don't have a Bacon shirt since they're out there, and I have another request. Elizabeth, is there anything you want to add?
No, other than I would like a shirt too. And Rep. Bacon, when I think about what excites me and inspires me and delights me about taking on the challenge of coming to the Capitol, high on that list is the opportunity to continue to work with you. So thank you for all you do, for helping to pave the way for us, and look forward to what's ahead.
And give to Jen Bacon's campaign. I'll make sure when I'm in a place, Jen, I'll get you a donation as well.
Thank you. And, big shout out to, I'm going to just call her Rep. Epps because she's got this in the bag. But I want to thank Elizabeth for being there for us on those tough bills. She was the brains behind a lot of the bills that we ran to dismantle that disenfranchisement for the criminal justice system. So it was such an honor to support you in this campaign. We need you in the Capitol. Thank you so much to see you both. And I'm gonna get you this shirt. You know how some of the cattle ranchers feel, but I'm just saying bacon's better than beef.
We want shirts. And actually, Jen, can I add one thing?
Yeah.
I know the folks on the Zoom part of this call are very involved folks. One thing I want y'all to know from my vantage as an organizer who's now coming to the Capitol is it's exciting to get to know Rep. Bacon better personally, because our running joke in my work was those of the legislators who voted the best, we got to know them the least because we didn't need to talk to them. So ironically, we didn't need to check in because we knew she was going to get it right without a whole lot of begging, pleading, crying, convincing, shaming, etc. So it's been really nice on a personal note to get to now know you and work with you, because I already knew you were going to vote right and do the right thing. And so, yay.
And I
Put
do
us
that
to
with
work.
the House District 7.
Put us to work. Let us know how to help you.
Thank you so much. I want to hand it over to my good friend, Stephen Woodrow, and I'm going to put this QR code up to volunteer. We need folks to help us knock on doors to get the vote out, just like so many of us have shared. So Representative Woodrow, would you mind talking to House District 7 for a minute?
Not at all. Thank you so much for having me, Rep. Bacon. I've been following along this morning and this afternoon on Facebook Live. This is fantastic. You should do this every Sunday.
I should.
This is absolutely wonderful. Bring community together and let us dote on you for a little bit and
Before
brag
the
about how good of a
Broncos
job
games.
you've done.
I know, before the Broncos games, but it's
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Exactly. I am State Representative Stephen Woodrow, currently of House District 6, redrawn into the new House District 2. It is a pleasure to be here to talk with everyone about how awesome Representative Jen Bacon is. I have the distinct honor of serving with Rep. Bacon on all my committees. I serve with her on House Judiciary. I serve with her on State Civic, Military, and Veterans Affairs. We get to see a whole lot of each other throughout the week during session. And I can say without question, without a doubt, she is the backbone of progressive Denver down under the dome. When push comes to shove, yes, please clap for her. When push comes to shove, and we have to get our colleagues to vote better, to do more, to leave their comfort zones and step out of what they're used to and the dynamic that they've lived in their whole lives and actually start really questioning things. It's Rep. Bacon who's pushing back. It's Rep. Bacon who's asking the tough questions. It's Rep. Bacon who says, before we all move on from this conversation, I want to name a few things. And it is so crucial that we have that voice, that we have that representation down at the Capitol within our caucus. We need diversity of thought. We need to be pushed. We need someone who's going to come down to the Capitol and say, police shouldn't be allowed to lie to children to get them to admit to things they didn't do. We shouldn't, have racism in our jury selection. We shouldn't, do these things that have gone on forever that we know are happening and just let it slide because everyone just accepts it. Rep. Bacon is a moral compass for me and my colleagues, and it is imperative that we bring her back. This is before we even talk about all the stuff she does for public education. She is the champion down there, pushing for our schools and making sure that some of the voices that have gotten, let's just say, outsized influence the past decade or more are held in check. And she's the one pushing back. She's the one, telling us, come on now, we say we aspire to these things. Let's live our values. And so that's why I was so honored that she would invite me to come here and talk at all. It's so amazing to spend time and just let everyone know how awesome you are. Rep. Bacon, I want one of those shirts. What does it say? Bacon is better.
Bacon is
better
tired
than
of
beef.
fighting.
I was gonna say no beef with bacon. Yeah. Hey, look, I grew up. I'm not supposed to like bacon at all.
I know.
But as a Jewish person, you're the best bacon I've ever met in my life. Thank you so much, Jen. You're amazing. I love you.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for being here. Everyone, donate if you haven't donated. Get your friends to donate. Get your neighbors to donate. Make sure we vote. I know we say every election is the most important election, but it's only because it's true. Every other year, the Republic is up for renewal. And this time there's a whole lot on the line. And so we need you. We need Rep. Bacon. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Happy Sunday.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Representative Woodrow. I would not have survived these first two sessions without you and our colleagues who joined today. It is such an honor to be able to just look at someone and be on the same page and just be like, so thank you so much for being here today. Wonderful. Have a good afternoon, family.
Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
I am so, thank you. I'm really smiling like this just to not cry as much because we definitely know that even though my community has my back in being able to have these hard conversations, there are a lot of people in the Capitol who don't want to have them. And the first thing I talked about when I went to the well for the first time, that means to talk into the microphone, was to talk about why seeing history and culture, particularly of African Americans, our indigenous neighbors, our Latino Chicano neighbors in history was so important, because there was an effort to remove it from curriculum. And so these are the things that are happening every day. And it matters who are in these seats as your representatives to be sure that we can protect and elevate things like our diversity in our curriculum and what we teach in history and so much more. And so now I'd like to turn it over to, again, someone who has just been there for me in civil rights work for a long time. And I am so many more years older than he is. And so I'd like to invite my good friend Peter to come speak, because the first time I met him, he was a civil rights hero while only being in high school. And so Peter, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to share about what you need as a Montbello resident, particularly when we're talking about our youth. Can you share a little bit?
Yes, I can. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So, yeah, everybody, my name is Peter Bimbella. Before I go deeper into the conversation, I just want to talk a little about myself. So, I went to Rachel B. Noel Middle School. Then I went to No Community Arts High School. After I graduated from there, I went over to Howard University. Then once I graduated from Howard University, I worked in the Hickenlooper's office for a bit. And then I currently work for Senator Michael Bennet, his re-elections campaign. The reason why, like I say all that to say is when I look over my leadership journey, and I think about people, and I think about people that have advocated for me, Jennifer Bacon is one of them. Like today, the reason why I'm sitting outside is because like I try to be, I guess, as connected or as reflective as possible. And this place that I'm sitting right now, it's I'm sitting at the Montbello Library, and I remember I might have been a junior in high school, and so Jennifer Bacon was working for Teach for America, and was working with first year teachers, Title I teachers. And so after meeting Jennifer Bacon, she said, "Peter, I want you to talk to a group of teachers about your experience and what they can do to be better teachers in Title I schools." And oftentimes, when we look at the education system in Montbello, it's, we bring young teachers into education that don't necessarily know how to teach Black and brown students, and they don't necessarily have the guidance either, and it's a disaster. And so Jennifer Bacon gave me the opportunity to talk about my perspective. Then afterwards, she gave me a $100 gift card at McDonald's, and so it was me and four of my friends. And after that conversation, we had so much fun with the $100. So I started to say, make sure you give back to Jennifer Bacon. Just going deeper into the conversation. Like one of the issues I wanted to talk about was youth violence. So I had an organization called 10 for 10, and with 10 for 10, we constantly have conversation about youth violence. What can we do to make sure Black and brown kids are safe in Montbello? Black and brown kids are safe in our community. Sadly, we see young kids dying over and over and over again. When we were organizing, we held vigils after vigils, and it's scary. I have little brothers, I have a little sister that live in Montbello, and even them, they've had or know people that passed. And so it's sometimes it's scary to live in Montbello, to be part of this community. But oftentimes we talk about what is the solution? What is the solution? And the solution isn't necessarily clear, but it's important that we show up over and over and over and over again to make sure at least we're involved in the conversation. And the reason why I'm so happy to be here today to speak on behalf of State Representative Jennifer Bacon is because she's shown up for every conversation about youth violence that I've organized. Every time I needed somebody, a structure, or somebody to come in and to give a educated or knowledgeable perspective on the conversation, I reached out to Jennifer Bacon. The reason why I support Jennifer Bacon is because she's shown up for me, because she's a listener. She's an advocate. She's somebody you can talk to. She's somebody you can confide in. And she's somebody you can reach out to and say, I need help. And she doesn't show up. I know when I have Jennifer Bacon around me, I never have to worry because whether it's getting home or whether it's getting something to eat, I know it's gonna happen. So I don't even have to ask. I just stand next to her and smile, and hopefully she notices. She cares, and that's why I'm here today. I want to say thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak today, Jennifer Bacon. Oh, one last thing. So I said I went to Howard University, right? Howard's the #1 HBCU. I want to throw that out there. But my first year at Howard, freshman year, I was struggling, and so basically before the refund, my refund check came, I'm struggling to buy like products for my dorm room. I'm struggling to get food as well too, on top of like my meal plan, and so I just need help. And it's crazy where like I'm 3,000 miles away, and Jennifer Bacon flies over to Howard, and she's at the National Urban League building, and like I visit her, and she has a $100 gift card for me to Target, and also gives me a necklace, a Black Power necklace, relating back to our work. And that's another moment that she's shown up for me. If we're being honest, the reason why I went to Howard is because of Jennifer Bacon. Oftentimes we talk about the education system. It's like our kids need opportunity, or need somebody to believe in them, or need somebody to tell them that there's something bigger out there. And I didn't necessarily know. And I didn't necessarily know how to access people that can help me get to Howard. But Jennifer Bacon did. And from that point on, she connected to like 4 different people. And those 4 different people connected me to more people that led the path to me to Howard. So thank you, Jennifer Bacon, for that. And whatever I can do to show up for you, I'm always going to do that, because you show up for people, and thank you for showing up for me. Thank you.
I didn't know I was doing all of that. But Peter, you have been, for a lot of us and a lot of people who work with you, such a tangible reminder of the excellence in our community. Sometimes people talk different ways about Montbello, but Montbello has nothing but gems of people, as well as our students. And so when we talk about education, we are talking about you, because you have now graduated, you are working on campaigns, you founded your own nonprofit to prevent youth violence prevention, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be running for office in a couple of years. And so it's with profound honor that I am able to know you, and that you are able to find whatever it is in this world and be supported to be the leader that we know that you can be. So thank you so much, Peter, for all of your work and all of your service as well. We wouldn't be here without you and your classmates. So thank you so very much. It was so kind of you. I'm so honored. I'm like mostly going off screen just to like wipe my tears away. And it has beautiful QR codes, but it's really to just, tear up a little bit. So thank you. Thank you so much, Peter. I mean, everyone in the world clap for this young man and all of the work that he's doing, and his neighbors, his brothers and sisters, and his classmates. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, family, we are coming to an end, and I have one last guest who's a Green Valley Ranch resident, who has been a fighter in her own right, who has been leading in the work, particularly to keep us safe in the most important places, including our voting booths. I'd like to invite my good friend up now, Sandra Young. If you are with us here, please come on this screen, and we would love to hear from you on your work and what needs to continue to be done at the Capitol. I'm going to go ahead and put my QR code back up to volunteer, because we need some neighbors to help us get out and knock on these doors and protect these most fundamental of rights, which is to vote. But Sandra Young, would you mind sharing and closing us out today?
Well, good evening, everyone. I just first want to say I'm here at Sandra Young and not the NAACP, just to set that, because we are nonpartisan. I want to make sure that everybody knows that. But I would be remiss if I didn't come on this line and talk to Rep. Jennifer Bacon. She has been such a staple in our community, even from being on the school board. I remember when she was going back and forth, should I run? I was like, I drug her to the mayor's office and said, you're going to endorse Jennifer, because this is who we need. And she has not let us down. She stood by herself on the school board and did incredible work for us. And I'm so proud to be on here. I don't usually endorse people, but for Jennifer, I would do anything. I was in a car accident. This is just on a personal note. I was in a car accident and I wanted to see the Black Panther and I couldn't walk. And Jennifer came and took my scooter and me to the Black Panther. And I just want to say thank you for that because no one wanted to take the invalid to the Black Panther but Jennifer. So I really, very thankful for that. But I just briefly, because the time is far spent, want to talk about voting rights. And I think Ms. Patricia did such a great job in telling us how to vote in Colorado. But we want to understand that Rep. Bacon also voted and passed a bill for us to feel safe at the voting box, making sure that guns could not be in there. And we know historically they have been keeping us from the voting box. We know there are several egregious states right now that are not allowing our people to vote. And so we can look at Texas and Florida. Florida saying don't give them any water. Georgia saying don't give snacks in the line. But today we can say in Denver, we have the right to vote. And so since we don't have to really worry right now about the John Lewis bill as such as other states are, as we fight through that, I want you just to encourage your people to vote. Wherever you are, remember that we've paid the price for this. We paid the price when we could not go to the voting polls. We paid the price when they made us do the alphabet, when they made us repeat the independence of justice. So many things that our people paid to do this right to vote. It is up to us now to make sure that we are voting and letting our voice be heard. I think it was Ms. Patricia that said, our vote is our voice. So make sure that your voice is heard during this time. Make sure that you reach out to young people because they can register to vote now at 16 and vote at 18. Get them involved. Also, we need election judges. I need to see some of you. I'm working on the election committee and I don't see any of us on there. I need to see some of us on the election judges paying between $16 and $20 an hour. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, let's get to the voting polls. If you need any help, NAACP, even though I'm not here representing them, they do voting registration so you can teach other people how to vote, excuse me. And we will even be helping people get to the polls if necessary. We want to do whatever it is to keep the people that we need fighting for us. And as I close, because the hour is spent, I just want to do a call and response. I know you guys are on mute, so you can just mouth your thing. When we vote, we win. I'll say when we vote. You say with your mouth, when you vote, we win. When we vote, we
win.
That's right. And so we want you to be winners today. We are winners and we're going to take it to the House.
We are
and
winners.
Representative Rep. Bacon is going to be there next time because we know bacon goes good with everything, right?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh, when we vote, we win. Thank you so much to everyone who came today. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching today. We will be sure to spread this message and to share what we talked about here today throughout the season. Again, we are here to kick off the House District 7 Vote Jennifer Bacon campaign. We have 30 days before our ballots come out. Go fight, win, register to vote, donate if you can. We will see you in the street and we will see you at your doors because this is the time for House District 7 to be shown and known in this state. So thank you so much to everyone here, Pat, Joyce, Sandra, Sharon, Reps Herod, Gonzalez Gutierrez, Woodrow, Peter, Christine, thank you so much for all of your work in community. Thank you for being mentors for me. And I hope you can see me as I step on your shoulders to greatness. And I hope you can believe in me as your representative in the Capitol. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Go Broncos, because it's time for the game. Love you, love you, love you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks.